Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into Undo It by Dr. Dean Ornish and Anne Ornish. This groundbreaking book presents a compelling case for simple lifestyle changes that can not only prevent but also reverse a wide array of chronic diseases. Armed with a wealth of research published in prestigious scientific journals, Dr. Dean Ornish, a clinical professor of medicine at both the University of California, San Francisco, and the University of California, San Diego, showcases how diet, stress management, and social connections can profoundly influence our health. Anne Ornish, Vice President of Program Development at the Preventive Medicine Research Institute, complements this with her deep insight into how digital and program development innovations can further enhance wellness. Undo It is designed for anyone suffering from chronic diseases, those seeking motivation to improve their diet and exercise habits, or anyone dealing with stress and loneliness. Join us as we explore how transformative it can be to make even small tweaks to how we live, eat, and connect with others. This book is not just about living longer, but living healthier and fuller lives. It is an essential read for those ready to take control of their health outcomes with strategic, evidence-backed lifestyle choices. Undo It: How Simple Lifestyle Changes Can Reverse Most Chronic Diseases. Introduction. Can lifestyle changes truly hit the undo button on chronic diseases? Picture this. You accidentally delete a crucial file on your computer, but with a few clicks, you restore it back to life, as if nothing ever happened. Wouldn't it be miraculous to have a similar undo button for our health mishaps, especially for chronic diseases that seem irreversible? Well, surprisingly, such a button exists, not in the realms of science fiction, but within our everyday choices. Chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and others don't just appear overnight. They're often the result of long-term lifestyle habits. The fantastic news is, by altering these habits, we have the power to not only prevent, but in some cases reverse these conditions. Imagine transforming your life through simple yet powerful changes in diet, exercise, stress management, and social interactions. No need for groundbreaking surgical procedures or experimental drugs. The secret lies in our daily actions. This summary unveils the intertwined causes of many chronic diseases and demonstrates how altering our lifestyle can act as a master key for solving various health issues. Discover why regular activities like dieting and exercising pack a punch in maintaining health, and why sometimes the most impactful elements of our well-being are the ones we least expect. Join us in exploring how everyday choices can dramatically reset our health, providing a real-life undo button for chronic diseases. Part 1. Shifting Medical Perspectives. The Power of Lifestyle in Treating Chronic Diseases. In an age where quick fixes and medical miracles often grab headlines, skepticism around new health claims is natural and warranted. We're constantly bombarded with a mixture of groundbreaking cures and mystic elixirs, making it hard to distinguish between sound advice and mere sales pitches. So when a program promises to prevent and even reverse major chronic diseases through basic lifestyle adjustments, you'd be forgiven for some initial doubt. Yet, what if this isn't just another baseless promise? What if it's backed by strong scientific validation and an expanding consensus in the medical community? This is precisely the case with the lifestyle medicine program we're discussing, grounded not in whims but in peer-reviewed science. The foundation of this program is robust. Research supporting its methods has been featured in esteemed publications like the Journal of the American Medical Association. Further, the program boasts compelling clinical outcomes, gleaned from extensive data involving diverse patient groups, thereby strengthening its credibility. Beyond just academic acknowledgement, the practical impact of this program is noteworthy. Comprehensive studies point to its success across a spectrum of ailments, from severe coronary heart diseases and type 2 diabetes to early-stage dementia and various autoimmune disorders. This isn't about trivial improvements, but life-changing, sometimes life-saving, reversals and recoveries. Moreover, numerous American health institutions, from hospitals to insurance providers, and even major figures within the healthcare sector, like the director of the National Heart, Lung and Blood Institute, have recognized and embraced this program's potential. This endorsement marks a broader shift within the medical field, from an over-reliance on high-cost drugs and surgery towards embracing more sustainable, cost-effective lifestyle changes. While medications and surgeries remain vital, particularly in emergencies, there is compelling evidence suggesting lifestyle interventions can work alongside or even exceed the efficacy of drugs for many chronic conditions. Prestigious groups, like the Harvard School of Public Health and the Mayo Clinic, confirm this shift, highlighting a growing preference for holistic, accessible interventions over traditional methods alone. This burgeoning acknowledgement within the medical community suggests we're on the cusp of a significant shift in how we manage and confront chronic diseases, marking an era where simple lifestyle changes could be as revolutionary as the most advanced drugs. Part 2. Why making bold lifestyle changes all at once could be your key to better health. Embarking on the journey of lifestyle transformation, the instinct might be to tread lightly, making incremental changes one step at a time. However, what if the secret to lasting health improvements was, in fact, in making bold, comprehensive changes right out of the gate? Consider this scenario. You decide to modify your eating habits by cutting out just desserts and reducing meat consumption by one meal per week. While it sounds manageable, these minor adjustments might not lead to significant health improvements you can feel or see. This lack of noticeable change can make it tough to maintain motivation, as the smaller sacrifices don't seem to pay off. Especially in critical scenarios like recovering from a heart attack, patients may initially follow stringent health advice diligently. However, this urgency often wanes after just a month. Why? Because fear, while a powerful immediate motivator, is not sustainable. The initial shock of a health scare can propel you into action, but as the fear diminishes, so does the motivation to stick with tough lifestyle changes. In contrast, embracing a bold overhaul of your lifestyle can yield swift, noticeable health benefits that reinforce your commitment to change. These can range from a reduced frequency of specific symptoms like chest pains to an enhanced overall feeling of well-being. Effects that are often felt within just days or weeks. The most compelling motivator turns out to be positive reinforcement. Feeling better physically and mentally reinforces the lifestyle changes, making them self-sustaining. In stark comparison to the fleeting push of fear, the ongoing pull of feeling good provides a continuous incentive to maintain these healthier habits. So, if you're considering a lifestyle change for better health, you might find greater success and faster results by adopting a comprehensive approach right from the start. Don't just dip your toes in the water. Dive into making substantial changes, and you may be surprised at how quickly you start to see and feel the benefits rippling through all areas of your life. Part 3. Modern lifestyles, the catalysts for chronic illnesses and the keys to reversing them. One might assume that with the complexity of chronic diseases, any preventive measures or treatments would require equally complex, tailor-made solutions. Yet, in the field of lifestyle medicine, we encounter a paradoxically simple truth. The core causes of many chronic diseases are strikingly similar, and so are their antidotes. Chronic diseases, despite their varied manifestations, often spring from the same biological sources: gene expression, oxidative stress, and inflammation. These are natural responses of our bodies, originally meant to protect us. However, when triggered repeatedly by our modern lifestyles, these mechanisms shift from being protective to being harmful. Our contemporary way of living exposes us to distinct, persistent threats that our evolutionary history has not prepared us for. Our diets are heavy with animal proteins, refined carbs, fats, and sugars. We live sedentary lives filled with stress from our work and societal pressures, and often suffer from a lack of meaningful social connections. All these factors contribute to what we call chronic inflammation. Inflammation is your body's response to injury or infection, bringing increased blood flow and immune activity to the affected area. While this works well short term, chronic inflammation can lead to severe issues like vascular obstruction, which paves the way for heart attacks, strokes, and various forms of dementia. Moreover, it lays the groundwork for chronic diseases such as diabetes, cancer, and depression. The pervasive reach of chronic inflammation across a multitude of diseases underscores how interlinked they are with our lifestyle choices. Fortunately, this realization isn't just a cause for concern, but a beacon of hope. By changing our diets, increasing our physical activity, managing our stress, and enhancing our social interactions, we can mitigate or even reverse these inflammatory processes. Take, for instance, the interconnectedness of emotional stress, depression, and inflammation. Emotional stress can lead to depression, which in turn can increase inflammation, a contributing factor to further depression. Addressing any one of these issues through lifestyle changes can start to disentangle the complex web of chronic diseases. By understanding and improving the fundamental aspects of how we live, we can address the root causes of many chronic illnesses. It's not just about treating symptoms, but about removing the underlying triggers right from our daily routines. The path to better health doesn't always need to be complicated. Sometimes, it's about getting back to the basics and redefining our lifestyles for the better. Part 4. The transformative health benefits of a plant-based diet. Addressing dietary habits forms a critical cornerstone in the radical lifestyle changes recommended for better health. For enthusiasts of meat, cheese, and eggs, the forthcoming guidelines may present a formidable challenge, but they are crucial for sustainable health improvements. The discourse within the medical sphere is increasingly aligning with the notion that a whole food, plant-based vegan diet ranks supreme for optimal health, starkly contrasting with the conventional meat and dairy-laden Western diet, which is proving detrimental. The recommendation is straightforward: gravitate towards plant-based eating while steering clear of typical Western dietary staples. The essence of this diet revolves around two main principles: what you should eat and what you should avoid. Central to this diet is the consumption of plant-based foods such as vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, soy products, nuts, and seeds, primarily in their unprocessed forms to maximize nutrient retention. Organic choices are preferred to minimize exposure to harmful pesticides. Additionally, incorporating 3 grams of omega-3 fatty acids daily, sources of which include flaxseed oil, is recommended due to their significant health benefits like aiding in the prevention of blood clots. Conversely, the diet advises against the intake of meats, sugars, white flour, and white rice, which are typical of unhealthy proteins and carbs. It is also crucial to limit fat consumption, especially harmful fats such as trans fats, saturated fats, and partially hydrogenated fats. Although nuts and seeds are high in fats, their inclusion in the diet is justified by their beneficial protein and omega-3 fatty acid content, making them an exception in the what to eat category despite their fat content. For those skeptical about adopting such a diet, consider the potent health implications revealed by research. A compelling study published in 2016 in the Internal Medicine Journal of the American Medical Association examined data from 130,000 adults, drawing a direct correlation between animal protein intake and elevated risks of premature death from various causes, including cancer, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes. On the flip side, plant-based proteins were linked to significantly reduced mortality rates from these conditions. This stark contrast in health outcomes between animal and plant proteins provokes a deeper exploration into why certain proteins and carbs exert such divergent effects on our health, a topic that not only invites further inquiry, but underscores the life-saving potential of embracing a plant-based diet. Part 5. Unpacking the health impacts of plant-based versus meat-based diets. Navigating the complex world of nutrition can often boil down to simplistic rules, such as plant-based good, meat-based bad. While this simplification helps in swift decision-making, the reality is more nuanced. It's not solely the proteins and carbs inherent in these foods that influence health, but also the accompanying substances that they either bring along or leave out. Plant-based sources come packed with a variety of substances that are allies in the fight against aging, cancer, and heart disease. On the flip side, animal proteins and refined carbs often miss these beneficial substances, or worse, they introduce elements that are harmful to the body. One notable substance worth discussing is antioxidants. These powerful compounds prevent oxidation, a damaging process where unstable molecules strip electrons from stable ones, causing cellular havoc known as oxidative stress. This stress can then precipitate serious health issues, including high blood pressure, heart attacks, stroke, diabetes, and even cancer. Plants typically have a higher concentration of antioxidants compared to meats, which not only lack these protective agents but are often rich in oxidants, substances that induce oxidation. One damaging oxidant is the age molecule, short for advanced glycation end products, which ironically accelerate the aging process by squelching anti-aging proteins known as sirtuins. High levels of AGEs are linked to numerous health problems such as dementia, hypertension, and cataracts, predominantly found in high-fat, high-protein animal foods. For perspective, a cooked turkey burger might contain 7,171 units of AGE, vastly outpacing the 30 units found in a similarly cooked soy burger. These differences exemplify broader dietary impacts. Consumption of meat can impair various bodily functions, from blood flow to angiogenesis, the formation of new blood vessels, and even the health of our microbiomes, the ecosystems of microbes residing within us. The choice between plant-based and meat-based diets, therefore, isn't just about personal health preferences, but involves complex biological reactions that can significantly affect longevity and quality of life. By favoring a diet rich in whole, plant-based foods, you are not just opting for a healthier diet, but selecting a lifestyle geared towards overall well-being and longevity. Part 6. Unlock the extraordinary benefits of exercise: longevity, happiness, and intelligence. It's no secret that exercise is good for your health, but the extensive benefits it offers might still amaze you. Let's explore 3 significant ways in which regular physical activity can enhance your life, backed by compelling studies. Firstly, exercise is a powerful tool for increasing longevity. Research indicates that simply incorporating a daily walk of 20 to 30 minutes can reduce the rate of premature death by 20 to 30%. Even more surprisingly, transitioning from a sedentary lifestyle to a routine that includes a daily run could potentially add an extra 3 years to your lifespan. The intensity of exercise isn't the sole factor. Even a moderate-paced run for just 5 minutes a day can have similar benefits to longer, more vigorous sessions. The science behind this involves our cellular biology, specifically telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of our chromosomes that safeguard our genetic data. Exercise helps in lengthening these telomeres, thus reducing cell damage and aging, which consequently lowers the risk of diseases like cancer, type 2 diabetes, and Alzheimer's. Secondly, let's talk about the happiness factor. A review of 23 studies in the Journal of Happiness Studies, involving 500,000 participants across diverse backgrounds, concluded that as little as 10 minutes of aerobic, stretching, or balancing exercises each week could significantly boost happiness levels. Beyond the well-known release of endorphins, exercise also enhances the population of beneficial gut bacteria that produce feel-good neurotransmitters like norepinephrine and serotonin. Interestingly, over 90% of the body's serotonin, a key hormone that stabilizes our mood, is produced in the gastrointestinal tract. Lastly, there are the cognitive benefits. According to studies published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences and Neurobiology of Learning and Memory, regular physical activity promotes neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells. Additionally, exercise aids in forming new connections and strengthening existing ones between neurons. This neurological enhancement not only helps in forming new memories, but also in improving overall learning capabilities. Hence, exercise is more than just a routine for physical upkeep. It's a comprehensive enhancement strategy for your overall well being, influencing not just the physical, but also the emotional and intellectual facets of health. Whether it's a few minutes of jogging or a weekly yoga session, the road to a healthier and happier life might just start with putting on those sneakers. Part 7. Understanding stress and its powerful impact on health. It's common knowledge that experiencing emotional stress is unpleasant, but the extent of its impact goes far deeper, influencing not only mental, but significant physical health aspects. Stress acts like a central mechanism triggering various detrimental processes in the body, underpinning many chronic diseases. Stress-induced harm spans several key biological functions. It exacerbates oxidative stress, promotes inflammation, impacts angiogenesis, the formation of new blood vessels, accelerates telomere shortening, thus aging cells prematurely, and disrupts the balance of gut microbiomes. Furthermore, stress influences gene expression, alters cellular metabolism, and can hasten apoptosis, the process of cell death. Depression, a frequent companion of chronic stress, further exemplifies the profound association between mental strains and physical health. Depression doesn't just affect the mind, it significantly weakens the immune system. Remarkably, for individuals who are HIV positive, the presence of depression can double the likelihood of progressing to AIDS. However, the narrative doesn't end on a grim note. The upside is that just as stress can catalyze numerous health issues, effectively managing it can reverse or mitigate these effects. There is an array of straightforward techniques to combat stress, including meditation, stretching, deep muscle relaxation, focused breathing, and guided imagery exercises. These techniques operate on two levels. Initially, they address the direct physical manifestations of stress, muscle tension, and rapid, shallow breathing. Practices like deep breathing, stretching, and muscle relaxation exercises not only counteract these immediate stress responses but also help reverse them. Moreover, these practices play a preventive role. While it's impracticable to eliminate all stressors from life, be they relationship woes, professional obstacles, or personal crises, how one reacts to these stressors can be modified. Regular meditation, for instance, builds a mental buffer that shields against stress. It enacts measurable changes in the brain, particularly by boosting the activity in the left prefrontal cortex, which regulates rational thought and dampens the reactionary impulses from the amygdala, the brain's center for emotional responses like fear and anger. With consistent practice, such as meditating for 30 minutes daily over 8 weeks, notable changes can occur, including the reduction of the amygdala's size, leading to decreased stress responsiveness. Thus, embracing these stress management techniques not only fosters better immediate stress relief, but also contributes to long-term health resilience. Part 8. The vital role of social connections in achieving optimal health. Often, when contemplating how to maintain or enhance our physical health, our thoughts typically drift towards tangible actions like revising our diet or ramping up our exercise regimen. Stress management might also make the list, usually in the form of physical activities such as breathing techniques and muscle relaxation exercises. However, one crucial aspect of health isn't something you can necessarily see or touch, but can profoundly impact overall wellness: our social connections. The importance of robust social ties becomes acutely conspicuous by their absence, with loneliness proving particularly deleterious to health. Loneliness doesn't merely affect mental health. Its influence pervades every organ system and biological process in the body. The detrimental sequelae are vast, ranging from chronic emotional stress and heightened activation of the sympathetic nervous system to inflammation, abnormal cell proliferation, suppression of anti-inflammatory genes, and the activation of over 1,000 genes associated with chronic diseases. In stark contrast, strong social connections can foster healing and safeguard the body by counteracting these harmful processes. Notably, Good social relationships can even influence genetic expression within the brain, specifically within the amygdala, which plays a critical role in regulating stress responses. The advantages of having a robust social network are undeniable, but what if one finds themselves lacking such a network? The answer lies in actively seeking to forge new connections and deepening existing ones. Interestingly, giving support to others can be just as beneficial as receiving it, if not more so. A poignant illustration of this dynamic can be seen in a 2013 study published in the American Journal of Public Health. Researchers discovered that the impacts of stress varied dramatically between individuals based on their engagement in supportive activities for friends or family over the past year. Those who had offered support experienced no increased risk of death due to stress. In contrast, those who hadn't provided any support saw a heightened risk. The support activities ranged from simple tasks like running errands and preparing meals to caregiving and housework, yet the outcomes differed starkly. A stark reminder that sometimes the path to our own health is found in caring for others. Thus, by extending a helping hand, be it through small acts for friends, relatives, and neighbors, or through more organized volunteer work, we do not only enrich the lives of others, our own bodies recognize and reward these acts of kindness with better health and prolonged life. Final summary. The central theme of our discussion highlights a profound truth. Many chronic diseases stem from common biological mechanisms that are influenced heavily by our lifestyle choices. Therefore, the path to mitigating and even reversing these diseases lies in making substantial alterations to how we live. The transformative steps are clear and actionable. Embracing a whole food, plant-based diet not only nourishes the body with essential nutrients, but also combats the influx of harmful substances associated with meat and processed foods. Regular physical activity extends our lifespan, boosts happiness, and sharpens our intellect, making it a non-negotiable pillar of healthy living. Stress management emerges as another crucial component. Instead of letting stress accumulate and wreak havoc on our biological systems, employing techniques such as meditation and deep breathing can profoundly alter our body's response to stressful stimuli, promoting longevity and well-being. Lastly, the importance of robust social connections cannot be overstated. In an age where loneliness is as damaging as chronic disease, fostering strong relationships and community ties can be just as vital as any medicine. In essence, reversing and preventing chronic diseases isn't just about medical interventions. It's equally, if not more, about lifestyle interventions that align with our biological needs and promote holistic health and longevity. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.